Hello, my name is Marc Fisher, and I am UC Berkeley's and Blockeley's, I suppose, Vice Chancellor for Administration. I'm honored to serve as the MC for the first ever Blockeley University Commencement, one of the first college graduations to occur in Minecraft. In my day job, I manage many operations that keep Berkeley running, including human resources, facilities, and parking, which means you hear from me a lot, which means I make a lot of appearances on UCMFET or UC Berkeley Memes for Edgy Teens. For those of you who don't know the acronym, thank you for putting my face on Greta Thunberg's body and naming me Times Person of the Year. For the fake email that said fall instruction would be delivered here in Blockeley. And for comparing me to a superhero and Cal's response to COVID-19. Each meme makes me laugh. I hope we get one featuring my highly accurate Berkeley avatar. During my career in higher education, I never imagined we would one day host a virtual commencement, much less one inside of a game. I want to personally welcome the graduates of the class of 2020 to Blockeley, as well as all the faculty, staff, Cal parents, and family, and friends tuning in from around the world. Congratulations to our graduating students on your awesome accomplishments, and thank you. Your presence has made Berkeley a better university, and your impact will live on past this as you join our worldwide community of proud alumni. With that said, let's begin our celebration. It is my honor to introduce Chancellor Carol Christ for a formal campus address.
Members of the remarkable and resilient graduating class of 2020, let me offer you my deep, heartfelt congratulations. While this is a day to celebrate your achievement, let us also take a moment to acknowledge and thank your parents, grandparents, brothers and relatives and friends, everyone who has helped you arrive at one of life's great milestones. If you could transport yourself back in time just 3 months, I do not think you could have imagined that you would celebrate this day at home, perhaps in your pajamas instead of a cap and gown, watching body avatars float across a computer screen. And I could have fathomed that your college experience would come to a close without the laughter-filled last meals with friends, the warm embraces and eyes, and the exuberant parties that typically mark the end of the school year. But graduating in 2020 is anything but typical. As the world grapples with the COVID-19 pandemic, we face both the dangers wrought by the virus as well as the massive societal and economic upheaval that is accompanying its spread. These are sobering reminders that we're not the sole authors of the stories of our lives. We share that credit with a capricious collaborator circumstance. In the first book of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings trilogy, the protagonist, Frodo, laments that a great evil has come to Middle-earth and wrenched him away from his tranquil existence. I wish it need not have happened in my time, he sighs. His friend and mentor, the wizard Gandalf, responds with tenderness and wisdom. So do I, and so do all those who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide what to do with the time that is given us. This, of course, is the test that lies before you, your peer ones, even me. The pandemic and its effects have been thrust upon us all, and the only thing in our power is how we choose to respond. We can let these weighty circumstances hold us down, decide to pick ourselves back, to adapt, to push onward. Trials such as this are opportunities to cultivate habits of mind that will serve us for all time. Courage, ingenuity, resilience, patience, humility, grace, and gratitude. Already these traits have been on full display as your class has navigated monumental transformations of the last several weeks. Some of you kept up your studies, even as you took on the role of full-time teacher to younger siblings, or as you cared for elder relatives, as you struggled through the suddenly dire challenges of a poor internet connection, or as you woke at 5 a.m. for a class in a different time zone. In the circumstances, your efforts to reach this day are nothing of heroic. The class of will go down in the history books as one that achieved greatness of unprecedented turmoil. This very celebration, the Blockeley Commencement, is a testament to how you have sought out light. When our campus decided to own an in-person spring commencement ceremony, Bjorn Lustic, on a break from his studies at Cal, saw a social media post jokingly asking for someone to build a campus in Minecraft. Students could receive their diplomas digitally. Well, he thought, why not try? Recruiting a friend of their siblings, Bjorn got to work on the recreation of California Memorial Stadium that we're standing in today. As they shared their progress, excitement, and soon hundreds of Berkeley students and alumni were working hand in virtual hand to construct the entire campus from the ground up. Ultimately, they created something exquisite, detailed, and beautiful. More than they gave Cal students who had been scattered across the globe a way to vividly experience Berkeley. They offered these students a chance to reconnect with the places they cherished, the magnificent Beaux-Arts buildings like Doe Library and Wheeler Hall, bustling student union, shaded bridges across Strawberry Creek, a sunlit memorial glade, the stately campanile towering above all. In his book, In Search of Lost Time, the author Marcel Proust finds that memories are often triggered by our senses, by what we see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. And Cookie brings rushing back to Proust childhood trips to see his aunt, who would give him a piece of her own Madeleine on Sunday mornings. Other experiences are reckoned within him when he sees steeples on the rural horizon or feels uneven paving stones beneath his feet. Returning to campus, whether virtually today or in person at a later date, stirs up these kinds of memories within each of us. Walking around Berkeley or Blockeley, the backdrop of your college career that spring to mind are both shared and personal. For each of us fills and colors years according to our own experience. As you pass Moffat, you may recollect certain moments with studied late into the evening, or walking by Haas Pavilion, remember the roar of the crowd as you cheered for the Golden Bears in a game against Stanford. Perhaps you'll recall the way a partner smiled on a first date in a Bancroft cafe, or think back to the crunch of your own footsteps on a quiet walk through Tilden Park on a moonlit evening. For the poet William Wordsworth, memories like these are powerful sources of pleasure that can carry a person through the most troubled of times. His poem, Tintern Abbey, describing a visit to the countryside on the banks of the River Wye after many years away, is in some ways a somber reflection on the loss of youth and the passage of time. Yet he finds that memories of his life are also emotional bastions, the bearers of tranquil restoration in moments of turmoil. He claims, I have them in hours of weariness, sensations sweet, felt in the blood and felt along the heart. Though your college career is reaching its end, I hope you will carry Berkeley in the connections you've made, in the lessons you've learned, in the memories you feel in the blood and heart. I hope this institution can remain a source of peace, calm, and hope for you in troubled times, a place to which you will often, both in person and in your mind's eye. Members of the class of 2020, as you enter a society that is facing unprecedented, these places of solace will have even more meaning for you. Find in them the strength that will allow you to face a world that has been torn apart and reshape it into more just and more beautiful. May the education you have received at Berkeley serve just your lives, but your society. May your years ahead be richly fulfilling, and may you enjoy much happiness. We are immensely proud of what you have done, and even more of who you will become. Looks and go Bears!
Thank you, Chancellor Christ. This October marks the 150th anniversary of the UC Board of Regents' unanimous approval of a resolution to admit women into Berkeley on equal terms with men. Since the first woman graduated in 1874, countless women have studied, worked, or researched at Berkeley, each one making immeasurable contributions to our campus and beyond. The next speaker offers a glimpse of what the next 150 years of women at Berkeley will look like. A first-year student who's only been at Cal for just over a semester, Nguyen was among the first students to answer the call to recreate Berkeley in Minecraft. She's become one of its most prolific builders, counting the infamously confusing Dwinell Hall, as well as Sproul Hall, among her contributions. She's majoring in chemical biology. Please join me in welcoming who is representing the Committee for 50 Years of Women at Berkeley to the stage.
It is an incredible honor to be here today, speaking on behalf of such an important celebration as 150 years of women at Berkeley. I'd like to offer my sincerest congratulations to the class of 2020. Your accomplishments have left me in awe throughout my first year here, and I'm beyond excited to see where you all go. As a Blockeley staff member, I thank you for visiting our virtual campus. I hope you've had the chance to explore what we've built and relive the memories of your past few years at Berkeley, or if you're someone who hasn't been to Berkeley very often, to what makes our home so special. My experience with Blockeley visiting the campus is exactly Cal. The whole community is so full of life and spirit. That's what joined campus a year ago. While staying Sproul Plaza with enthusiastic performances, people fawning over QE bots, and yes, the many unique figures on the intersection of Telegraph and Sproul. The juxtaposition of the Slavic community with Cal's many accomplishments is what made me enthralled by the university and decide to attend. What's great about it is that people have added all the little details. I mean, the AFX standards in front of Zellerbach, the bear statues around campus, the dogs and Sproul. It's what truly makes the campus more than just fancy or not so fancy buildings. Evans Hall. Our staff is interestingly mainly composed of people who have either been at Cal or have just started off. As a person who falls on the latter spectrum, I think I can speak for all of my fellows wanting to contribute to remaking this incredible community that you've all helped to build over the years. An amazing first year, despite it, and it is because of the life you and everyone else at Cal have given to the university. Be encouraged to pet llamas and eat midnight pan on the same day. As a freshman entering the Cal community as a woman today, being welcoming. In Blockeley, despite being outnumbered by men, other female builders were still major contributors. It had nothing to do with our gender, but rather our enthusiasm for the project. As a STEM major, I received nothing but encouragement and respect, because I honestly care more about precise barrette skills and neat code. This is a community of innovators and activists, and at the core what Berkeley cares about most is who you are and what you can do. And it is because of the dedication to fight and prevail throughout Berkeley's history that this is a reality today. A pivotal moment in the resolution passed 150 years ago on October 3rd, 1870, as seen above my head, where they unanimously resolved that young ladies be admitted into the university on equal terms in all respects with young men. The campus has been celebrating this historic event throughout the calendar year. Since 1870, hundreds of thousands have graduated from Cal. Take Julia Morgan, architect and engineer, and the first woman to receive the American Institute of architect's highest award, the gold medal, takes a main Nas. Many of you like shows saw Fat Acid Heat, but this New York Times bestselling Flash author was also a Berkeley attendee who studied English. Take Natalie Coughlin, psychology alum and 3-time Olympic medals, not to mention Barbara Lee, Berkeley's very own youth representative. These women are just a few examples of how Berkeley students not only break new fight for the chance to do so. Had a long history of changing the world, and it has been beyond inspirational for me. Students have impacted millions of lives, and I am honored to contribute to the Berkeley community, even if just to give graduating seniors a Minecraft commencement. Thank you.
Thank you, Na. Lydia Winters, the chief seller for Mojang Studios, moved from Florida to home without ever having visited Europe to work on Minecraft. With no formal training in the industry, she moved through the company by her love of the game and a desire to build its brand with the utmost authenticity. Having joined the company as its employee and the first woman, her work on Minecraft to its success. She continues to bring enthusiasm and Minecraft to new generations of players. Lydia's avatar has pink hair, a nod to the pink hair she once had in real life. Lydia, it is our honor to welcome you to the stage.
I don't remember about my college graduation, not because it was that long, but because I was only passively involved in what was happening. I don't remember the speeches or even what was going on in the world at the time. There's nothing notable etched in my mind. The class of 2020 won't have to worry about that. The students who created this event will remember it for the rest of their lives, and hopefully all of you attending will too. When I started at Mojang almost 9 years ago, I moved from the US on Minecraft. I had never even been to Europe when I moved to Stockholm, Sweden, with a team. It was a new adventure and a different path than what I had previously been on. Minecraft is and breaking blocks, but it also happens to be an excellent analogy for life. As you set out on your new adventure, I thought I could share a few lessons I've learned from Minecraft over these years. Creativity is about problem solving, thinking outside of the blocks, if you will. Sometimes people confuse being artistic with being creative. On our team, we believe everyone has the power to be. Problem solving is an incredibly creative process. The students creating this event to the unexpected and creatively solution. This year, things haven't worked out the way you thought, but out of it, you're building something new. A new way to be together and celebrate all that you've accomplished through your years at Berkeley. Today is a sign of creativity. A game that is continuously updated. Our team strives to add new ways to play. When I started at Mojang, I was the 8th employee and the first woman. As I mentioned, I had uprooted my life to work on Minecraft. In many ways, I would say I grew up working on this game. I learned to stay true to myself while continuing to change. Take on anything, even if I didn't actually know how to do it. Learning and developing as I went. That mindset helped me grow within the company. You could say I started at Mojang as a beta version of myself. Minecraft wouldn't exist without changing over time, staying true to the core of where it all began. At Mojang Studios, we've always used the word community to describe people playing and interacting with Minecraft. Communities are active. People participate and collaborate in communities. And that's how we see people using our game. We believe our community is building Minecraft with us, and that the best ideas come from within our community. This ceremony is a shining example of that sentiment, and one which inspires us to continue doing our best work. You are all an active part of something bigger than yourselves. More than previous years, you are a community. You can accomplish more together than you can alone. You'll go on to do incredible things. But remember that building with others is essential to your success. Innovation starts when people come together, ideas are shared, and a common goal is established, creating amazing things that couldn't happen alone. We are better together. If you couldn't tell, I love working on Minecraft. My identity is wrapped up in Minecraft in a way that I'm not sure it could ever be separated. I wish for all of you graduating to find work that gives you passion and purpose, something that makes you excited to get up in the morning, that challenges you to be creative, that enables you to constantly develop and gives you a place to belong. On behalf of the Mojang Studios team, I'm humbled to be part of this celebration and inspired by how you've used Minecraft. Congratulations to the Blockeley crew for putting this amazing event together. To all the family and friends who supported the graduates throughout their studies. And especially congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Lydia. As the Chancellor mentioned, when postponing Berkeley's commencement became increasingly likely, a student sarcastically suggested on Facebook that someone build a Minecraft campus so students could receive their diplomas virtually. Bjorn Lustic, who is studying cognitive science, quickly got to work. Within weeks, over 100 students and alumni had joined in the fun to recreate Cal, block by block. Bjorn started playing Minecraft in 2010 and never could have imagined that this pastime would one day solve a difficult problem, preserving the time-honored tradition of graduating from Berkeley, or Blockeley. On behalf of the class of 2020, I'm thrilled to welcome Bjorn to the stage.
Hello, and welcome to Blockeley University's Commencement 2020. My name is Bjorn Lustic, and I studied cognitive science at UC Berkeley from 2015 to 2019. I want to first thank all of the builders and the Blockeley team for putting this virtual graduation together. I could have never done this on my own. I started Blockeley like I started any other Minecraft server, for fun and to play with my friends. I initially thought I would just build a stadium to hold a virtual commencement ceremony. However, there was so much support for the project that the ideas and interests grew beyond just one structure. I started reaching out to people so that they could help, and before long, a huge team was recreating the entire campus, block by block, building by building. The Blockeley team spans across the globe with different majors and backgrounds, and with different stories and experiences at UC Berkeley. But everyone is united in making the server as fun of a community as possible. We realized something big was happening when we saw the response and excitement from our peers. Never before has the entire UC Berkeley campus been built on Minecraft. But I think it's the personal details, memories, and sentiments that really make it a unique place. Hundreds of people are building on the server, and each person who places a block adds a special touch to the campus. And each unique touch represents a memory or a story shared in our community. We want this virtual space not only to look real, but also feel real. We spent weeks meticulously designing libraries, schools, pathways, open spaces, and the trees for students who have spent hundreds of hours in those spots. But a campus without us doesn't have any life. To do so, we had to add in details that our friends would recognize. For example, I spent a lot of time at Memorial Stadium practicing with the rowing team, so I added some machines to represent that memory. Another person fine-tuned the stadium's north tunnel where the Cal band hangs out during games. Someone else added the baby falcons that live on top of the campanile, and others added trash cans and boba tea. Each builder and member of the Blockeley team added their own personal details to make our campus come to life as a whole in just 2 months. To me, fun doesn't have to be meaningless. Through creative mistakes, really incredible ideas and solutions can come. What I love most about this game is its sandbox playstyle. You are only limited by your imagination and what you can build, and you can try anything. You don't have to have a plan. You can simply create your own thing and have your friends help. That's why I started Blockeley in the first place. And people joined because they saw how much fun we were having and how excited people were. Having fun means connecting with people, sharing those ideas, and being creative in making something like Blockeley. And ultimately, we created a community, one that represents what UC Berkeley stands for. I'm proud to see that the fun of Blockeley has created a community and movement much bigger than anyone would have thought possible, and I hope others will be excited about it and take this opportunity to look back on the memories of Berkeley. To the graduating seniors, we hope we have given you a sense of closure and a community to visit during this time. It only seemed fitting that we created a one-of-a-kind virtual graduation for this unique class. On behalf of the entire Blockeley Build team, congratulations on all of your accomplishments. Thank you and go Bears. Our next speaker is most known for co-founding Twitch, which many of you are using now to live stream the Blockeley Commencement. Justin Can has founded 5 startups and invested in over 120 companies. Outside of his career, Justin is an outspoken advocate for healthy, conscious living. Justin, thank you for joining us today.
UC Berkeley class of 2020. It's been 15 years since I graduated from college. Much has changed in that time, so I won't pretend to know what it's like to be a graduating senior today. I do know that Juice WRLD is dead and everything is shut down and nothing is easy right now. You're missing your senior year, your last time with friends and classmates before you all go your separate ways. Feelings of deep rage or sadness, or boredom or anxiety are understandable and an expected part of the experience of being human. You might be wondering what you are supposed to do now. With 36 million unemployed in our country, today is the worst time in memory to be entering the workforce. The world is turned upside down. Things you may have taken for granted may no longer be guaranteed. We are in the middle of a once-in-a-generation black swan event, the kind of event that no one planned for. This may feel deeply unsettling. You've probably gotten to where you are by being the type of person who always has a plan. Berkeley is one of the most prestigious and hard to get into universities in the country, the type you don't get into without lots of planning. Resume filling, SAT test prepping, essay writing and rewriting. Now, when there are no more plans, now what do? I found that the times in my life when all my plans were derailed and I had no idea what to do were the times that I really had to stop and think and get creative. When I was in college, I planned on going to law school afterwards. Not because I wanted to be a lawyer, but because it seemed like a safe and comfortable thing to do. My plan was put to a grinding halt as soon as I got my LSAT score back. It was very low. Now what? It was at that time that I sat down with my friend Emmett Shear and we decided to start our first company, Kiko, an online calendar app. I was scared to start a company with no experience and no skills, but I was also very excited. And more importantly, I felt like the right thing to do in my gut was to be an entrepreneur. Becoming a founder felt like a path I was meant to follow. After a few months, I couldn't imagine working for anyone else. And still, we made every mistake in the book. We worked days, nights, and weekends, but all our hard work didn't save us. After a year, it was clear that things weren't working, and we decided to throw in the towel, and, not having any other ideas, we sold our company in a fire sale auction on eBay. Now what? Our plans for our first company hadn't worked out. We hadn't created anything of lasting value. I considered giving up startups and moving back home, but in my heart, I knew I wasn't really ready to give up yet. Starting over with a blank sheet of paper, I knew I wanted to create something new, and this time we would think even more outside the box. I threw out the craziest idea I could dream up, creating Justin TV, our own live streaming internet reality TV show where I would film my own life 24/7, 365 days a year. This was before the iPhone, before Twitter, before Instagram. No one had done anything like this yet. We went for it and launched Justin TV in the next 6 months. 4 years later, we had turned Justin TV into a large internet streaming platform and raised millions of dollars. But then things stopped working. We weren't growing anymore, and we were out of ideas on how to make it grow. We tried to sell the company, but everyone in Silicon Valley turned us down. My co-founders and I asked each other, now what? So we went back to that blank sheet of paper. Emmett came up with another crazy idea. What if we pivoted the site to focus on the gaming streams? They were just a small fraction of our traffic at the time, but had the most passionate streamers and viewers. These were the most creative members of our community, the type of users who played video games 24 hours straight for charity, or would create an entire university campus in Minecraft to host a virtual celebration. With nothing to lose, we decided to go all out for them, and thus Twitch was born. Life is an ever-expanding matrix of opportunities. Every time I found the door shut on something I thought was very important, if I sat down and went back to that blank sheet of paper, something new and better would present itself. Without my plans failing, I'd have lived a safe but boring life. Failures have forced me to keep iterating, to keep learning, and to keep asking myself, now what? If you approach life with a curious mindset, you will find there are always opportunities, even in a chaotic world where everything is upside down, especially in that chaotic world. With chaos comes great opportunity, the opportunity to defy convention, to define yourself in your own way, to take the risk to try something that has never been done before. I wish each of you the very best on your journey to discover this for yourself. It will be scary, and it may never go according to plan, but it will be yours. Thank you, and congratulations.
As the world stays indoors to combat COVID-19, the popularity of online gaming has skyrocketed. Today's keynote speaker is leading the pack. Min-Liang Tan is the co-founder and CEO of Razer Inc., the world's leading lifestyle brand for gamers. He oversees the design and development of all Razer products and is frequently awarded for his leadership and creativity. Please join me in giving Min-Liang a big blue and gold welcome.
To the graduating class of 2020 of the University of California at Berkeley, I'm deeply honored to be here with you today at your commencement, in virtual person, no less. There is an expression that purports to be an ancient curse that says, "May you live in interesting times." And I believe that there is no doubt in anyone's mind here today that we are truly living in interesting times. These are probably the worst times for you to be graduating into a world full of uncertainties, or these are the best times for you to be graduating. Because these are times that we are all realizing that a single person can have a long-lasting impact on a community or the world at large, and that all of us, you, me, every single one of us on this pale blue dot, are inextricably connected. And it is with this realization that we are all linked together, that no matter what race, gender, religion, or nationality, we all have a moral and ethical duty to each other in this world. It is in these interesting times that you are in the best position to discover for yourself what your role in this world is to everyone else, what impact you will have on the world at large, what you will do to give back to those around you as you graduate today from one of the finest institutions in the world. What impact will you have, and to whom will you give back to? That is for you to discover. It could be giving back to this very school that you're graduating from. It could be giving back to your country, or it could be giving back to this world we all live in. And as you figure out what impact you will make and to whom, just know that you are giving back not because you will be thanked, honored, or recognized. In fact, on the contrary, it is likely you will hear just negativity and naysayers. It is not about being popular or being liked. It is about doing the right thing when you have the opportunity to do so. It is about being part of a larger consciousness. It is about being part of a world that we all live in. It is about being part of humanity. Every time you want to do something that you believe in, don't let the voices of others discourage you. Have the conviction to follow your own path. Life is short. Don't let the naysayers distract you. Because in the greater scheme of things and people, they don't matter at all in the work that you will do. And it doesn't matter if you succeed or if you fail. What is important is that you make a difference to the people that you give back to, however large or small. In these interesting times, take the opportunity to learn about yourself, the people around you, and the role that you will play in the community. Step up, give back, make an impact. And in closing, today, as you graduate to begin day one, I wish for you a life of interesting times, but a life made interesting only because of your impact to the people around you, to your country, to the world. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Min-Liang. It is now my pleasure to introduce the conferring of degrees. Whether you earned a bachelor's degree, master's degree, or doctorate, you have achieved a notable and defining goal that would help you shape your future. Please welcome back Chancellor Christ.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President of the University of Blockeley, I grant you the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Law, Doctor of Optometry, Master of Arts, Master of Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science. Congratulations, graduates.
Now, please stand as you are able as we sing Hail to California. Now, please stand as you are able as we sing Hail to California.